What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Have you ever been somewhere and you get around some conscious people, or you get around people? Let me back this up. I kind of came up in the church, and then I got on a spiritual journey, and then I ran into a whole group of people that, when they greet you, they it's all the word is love and light. Love and light. It was real new age, and I want to know, like, is love and light always right? You know, is love and light always right? So this evening, I wanted to bring on some help to have somebody talk with me about this. I want to have a discussion concerning love and light. Love and light, the spiritual path. What about, like all of this, like, is it every just can it just be just one way? You know what I'm saying? Can it just be one way if we leave the church, and then if you start embracing consciousness, is it only one way? You ever thought about that? Like, press two if you thought about that before. So I'm trying to figure it out. Yes, I am Coach Khayr, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. What up, fam? I see y'all over in the building. So tonight I'm going to bring on and what's up? What's up?
What's up? What's in? That's my New Orleans.
And and I wanted to know, like, is love and light always right? Like, I was just telling them before you came on, we was having a discussion about different types of healing modalities, right? And then everybody's always talking about healing modalities, but they ain't always talking about the type of people getting healing. And so it's kind of like people always think it's just one way. So I was just telling my story, and I was just like, I left the church. Then I like started getting into becoming conscious, then consciousness, and then, my evolution of my healing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, and then I was started getting barraged by this love and light, brother, love and light, love and light. And I was like, and I'm still getting barraged by it sometimes. And it's almost like I can see like somebody just came in and they're just giving me the love and light. Like the Chinese people, when you say ni hao, and they look at you like, you ain't really Chinese. You ain't really say it right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's ni hao mao. Ni hao mao. Then you don't put the mouth on the end, they be like, oh, you just trying to do something.
Right.
So
it's like when I went to Nigeria, I was wearing my hair wraps, thinking I was gonna fit in, and all the Nigerian women was like, "Oh, you just got out, you just got here, you just got off the boat." It's like that, but yeah, go ahead.
facts, exactly. So some of the things that we do, you know what I'm saying, or used to do, or sometimes people when they first come in, they just be like, oh man, but you can get trapped up into any of that. Like I done seen doughboys come from the street, go into church, and just forget how to be tough. They done forgot how to be tough. And like when I first started getting into consciousness, one of my early teachers was like, boy, don't you let that street go all the way. He said, don't you do it. You better keep some of that. And I was like, yeah, but he was like, listen here, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. That love and light thing ain't gonna get you everything that you think it is. You're gonna have to like have some common sense to what you're doing. Okay. So I wanted to have a conversation about that because me and you've been talking about it, but I was like, let's share it with people, you know what I'm saying? And they need to get a little taste of this TRILL Alchemy that you done came up with. Like I am really loving that name. I think I'm like, in the front row with the cheerleading squad, because to say I ain't just got to be love and light. The radio show I had about 3 weeks ago, I think you snapped on Patty about, you ain't got to be happy all the time. You ain't got to be happy all the time. You better bah, 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 bah. You said some old real stuff.
Oh,
and so I was like, yeah, Patty K. Patty will be through here in a second once she see we up in the building.
Hey.
So what do you think about, is love and light always right? What do you think about that?
Well, first, I want to shout out. I got some of my TRILL clients that are watching right now, and the people that come to me, my slogan is I heal the real because I get a range, a full range from the streets to the choir stand. Okay, and the ones in the choir stand be the most interesting ones. But let me tell you, so the love and light, is love and light always right? Ooh, love and light is so dangerous, coach. It's so dangerous because it's like, when people do leave the church, they go through this period of wandering, trying to find, hey, Darnisha, trying to find themselves and find God in all these different places. And love and light is a safe haven. But it does, like, I'm just gonna give you my summary, my answer, and then I'll go into my explanation. It does not foot the bill, and it's not always right, and it's not always called for. And if you get caught in that zone, you are faking the funk. You faking the funk, and it's just like going to church every Sunday and singing the hymnals and doing the prayers, and it's not feeding you. There's a whole nother part. As soon as you leave that church, what does that mean? As soon as
Pause. This me. I'm trying to pause. Just pause because you're going so ham. I'm trying to say, you see me already looking around like this right here. So
you
just
know
want to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just telling them, like, look, if you don't mind, listen, if this is the wrong place for you, if your toes is out, if your toes is tender and your toes getting, and you feel like your toes getting stepped on, then move off of this channel right here because, like you said, she healing for the real. She calling it like she see it, and I done seen everything you saying. That's why I just look like, dang, on. She been following my stuff around. Okay, unpause. You can go ahead and finish. And if y'all know somebody who done got caught up, or if you've been caught up in the love and light zone, but it didn't fit you, then please share this video so you can, because I know you got some love and light friends that it's okay to let them know that they can be real. Because like she said, you should have been faking the funk, but you're supposed to be healing or growing or evolve. Rob Bay, handle that. Billionaire Bay,
okay,
go on, finish that up for me, please.
I do step on toes, and I do it like in Timberlands. I'm from Texas. We don't even rock Tims. When I step on toes, it's in Tims. So, um, you know, it's it's I think love and light is a great bouncing off point. Okay, it's a great kickoff, but you cannot get stuck there. And if you have a healer that tries to keep you in that love and light zone, that is afraid to let you outside of the box, like the reason so many people get stuck there, coach, is because the teachers and the healers are not giving them any options outside of that box. And they're making people feel like in order for you to really say that you have advanced in consciousness or whatever, it has to look a certain way. That's bullshit. That's okay. Can I? I'm sorry. So I'm putting it on the healers because if people come to you and they don't know better, they're looking for you to guide them. And if you haven't been real with yourself, how you gonna guide somebody else to their realness? Let me tell you, my my biggest revelations have come out of my filth. I made a post today about the lotus flower only being able to grow in filthy conditions. Like lotus flowers grow in scum. Like if you try to grow it in clean water, it won't grow. But everybody is telling you that you have to deny your filth. You have to kill your ego. You can't want money and be whole. You can't enjoy sex. You can't enjoy multiple partners and be healed. You can't want power. That's something is wrong. They tell you that.
Illuminati. No, you got to wait. Also, you got to don't leave out the part about you have to sell your soul. Remember,
Yeah.
because a lot of them come. They say they in this new thing, but they bringing the devil with them from church. They say, well, I still got to scare the shit out of you. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? I got to scare you in order for you to come here because, well, their only power, they can't be really conscious because they had to sell their soul to get $1 million or more.
Right. Let me tell you when I was my most miserable. When I first found consciousness, I was dusty as fuck. I was dusty, borderline musty, uh, feeling like I had to fit into somebody else's box. I couldn't be myself. I had denied all these aspects of myself that made me the great person that I was. You know, like I stopped listening to the music that I like. I stopped talking to the people who had, you know, and I'm not saying that you're not going to have to make changes in order to advance, but you have to recognize what's real versus what's being sold to you. Okay? Heal the real, man. What you eating? Because you know I'm hungry. Don't do me like that.
Miss Miss Linda just said leave, and she's one of my teachers. She
Uh-huh.
said leaving church does not mean leaving the love or light. It means um, embracing it into healing. And to her point, sometimes I'd rather mess with the churchgoers than them damn love and light jokers,
Yeah.
because the churchgoer, at least he's authentic enough to say, "Hey man, I still smoke cigarettes." You know what I'm saying? Or I still something, something, something. You know what I'm saying? Like my big homie, I can use him for an example. He tall, he's 6'9", so I'm always looking up to him. Michael Phoenix. This joker said he ate some pepperoni and he was cool with it. And I was like, damn, you Trill. I don't want no pork. But I was like, yo. He was like, felt great about it. Senyata used to smoke cool cigarettes. Cool cigarettes. And you go to the store and be like, I'm gonna get some fish and some veggies. He'd be like, remember that pork fried rice with some ribs? I was
Right.
like, what? And a pack of cool cigarettes.
Right.
And he wrote Jewel in the Lotus. What you just got finished talking about, the Lotus. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? He wrote this book that's in 9 different languages. He the father of Tantra, but he smoked cool cigarettes and won't go high neither. You come to his house, you know, you got people like, wait a minute, before you come over, hold on, I got to get all this stuff. Let me Febreze it down, because you don't need to know that I just had UGK on the joint. Or I can't listen to Pimp C no more because I'm a healer now. Or I'm so ooh.
Yeah.
Why are they doing that? Why are they doing that, Rob? Why?
People haven't given them a place to be their authentic selves. People have taught people that you have to always, people have taught you that healing and growth requires compromise. Now, it does require sacrifice, okay? But it does not require compromise, and there's a difference, okay? Sacrifice is when you give up something that you don't need to gain something that you do need to replace it. Compromise is when you're giving up something that is essential to you, something that brings you joy, something that you look back and be like, damn, I wish I could smoke that joint, like just, you know, one time. Like if I'm a sage, it's gonna be to cover that up. But anyway, but it doesn't require compromise. And when you do that, like you cannot tap into the parts of yourself that need to be healed if you deny them. You know, I talk all the time about the fact that what brought me to my healing was me having an abortion on my 30th birthday. And it's a lot of healers that don't ever want to even talk about the things that they've been through to bring them to their point. If you're a healer, you have experienced the dark night of the soul, okay? And you can't deny that. That's what people need to hear. People need to know that you are not above or outside of them. What's up? You raising your hand?
I done moved on to it now. It was very. I was curious. I was curious to say something real trill up in this joint. You know what I'm saying? About when you was talking about. Well, when you talking about. I had one thing to say, but then we talking about you got an abortion on your birthday, and then some healers don't even want. You know, don't even like even want to talk about that. Like it's because they may be shaming somebody else, but they may have a high abortion count and a high body count, but sitting around here walking like uh, I'm holier than thou. But my original thought was, how you gonna grow if you ain't keeping it 100 with the instrument that is supposed to be growing, and then you turning around and saying, oh, I'm gonna go into this business. Like I be telling people who hey, I'm gonna be a Reiki master. Yo, you ain't gonna keep food on the table being a Reiki master. You may have to you know what I'm saying, get you another gig. You may have to stay at at such and such. Reiki masters are dimes or dozens out here. We need more healing on the planet. Absolutely. Don't stop being a Reiki master. But also, you might not be ready to quit your day job. When you find your real purpose, your purpose is not Reiki. You like, everybody should be doing Reiki. Everybody gifted with it. In your Reiki 1 class, they told you that everybody already had it. It just need to be activated. So how in the world can it be, you know, let me get out my soapbox and go back over here.
Yeah.
How you gonna heal if you ain't keeping it 1,000 with yourself? You see what I'm saying? You got to keep it 1,000. And if you don't have a pattern or conditioning, because you were saying we've been taught, I say we've been conditioned, because taught means I came in and sat down for class. Condition means I just observed it and I started picking it up. I think we ain't really been taught to be love and light. I think that we learn love and light the same way young kids seen me rolling a blunt, and then I told them not to do it. And then guess what? When they got to be 19 or 20, then they was coming buying weed from me. And I was like, I thought I told you not to smoke. He was like, I'm trying to get this QP, Unc. I was like, damn, I didn't teach him that. But the conditioning that he's seen was that. And then guess what? Now, as my Aunt Maggie said, no brag, just fact, I'm one of the dopest healers. Because I got stories to tell, you know what I'm saying? And I think that that is a major piece of what you're saying right now. I ain't mean to cut you, but you just really inspired me to come out and be like, why you ain't keeping it 100, man? Don't make me call you the N-word out here. But anyway, go ahead with what you were saying.
But let me tell you how that works. Spirit be so funny. A few weeks ago, I posted how comical God is. So when I be over here going through it. I have struggles and I be going through it. But let me tell you.
No, not you. Not you. Not you. Oh, you the founder of TRILL Alchemy, not you.
Oh, let me tell you how funny it be though, Coach, because 100 times out of 100, whatever I'm going through, let's just say with this whole thing with me leaving my job, right? I was going through it. I would get a new client, have a consultation, and I'm like begging, like, okay, so what's going on with you, sis? Hotel, what's going on with you, sis? And they're like, and I'm begging, like on the side, like, God, please don't let her be asking me nothing about leaving no job and trying to make no move. And she'd be like, well, I got this situation. I'm like, oh, she gonna talk about a relationship. Cool, I can help her with that. I want to develop my talent. I have a gift that I want to develop, and I'm ready to leave my job, and I don't know how to do it. So all that to say, when I'm going through something, I get a mirror in my clients instantaneously. And that helps me with my own process. And when I'm able to face them while I'm going through something, I always learn something that is of value to me. But if you're not being real about what you're going through, like if I wouldn't have shared with her what I was going through, I could have kept it real, you know, real above the
neck. Fluffy. You could have kept it real fluffy.
Real fluffy, and gave her some real cotton puffs, you know, make her feel really good. If your healing session is not a little bit uncomfortable, okay? Like, if it's not a little bit uncomfortable, you're not getting the real. And you need to fire them.
Hey, I done been punched in the stomach in a healing session more than twice. I done had throat chops. I done had throat chops. I done had kick in the leg. Like, how you gonna get that? What I said is everything you want is right outside your box. You saying you shouldn't even have no box in the first place. But to get sometimes, especially a big cat like me, big aura, big energy, big ego, I got to get drug out of this comfortable box of who, you know what I'm saying, who I thought I was and stuff like that. And hindsight 2020 may be the trillest thing anybody ever heard. Because when you look back and be like, yo, all that ego busting and all that let me know that that was some dumb shit I was doing.
Thank you.
I'm so thankful.
Thank you.
Thank you 2 times. Thank you 2. And then you come back. This is how you know a real trill teacher too. You come back and tell them thank you for busting your ass. They be like, oh, that wasn't nothing. Or they might not even remember it. They might not even remember it. They be like, what did I say?
Right.
You'd be like, man, that you bust me in my face.
Right. Right. So, what was I about to say? Yeah, it's got to get uncomfortable. No pain, no rope.
Ow.
No.
And what I tell them, growth is the purpose,
No,
everything else is the result.
the result.
Growth is the purpose, not your being comfortable, not you liking me, not me telling you love and light. It ain't about our relationship. This is the big lesson. When you keep it trill, that's what I learned from Senyata. Yeah, people always said when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Yeah, but he appears with the trill. If he ain't keeping it real, then that teacher is teaching you some bogus. You can think because just because they're a teacher, you didn't put the adjective in there: real teacher, good teacher, transformative teacher, bum teacher,
Right.
fluff teacher, whack ass teacher. It's mad categories out here. So
Right.
don't be talking about when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You better check out like what's the adjective in front of the teacher. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Absolutely.
yes, that yes. So that goes back to the does anybody if y'all feeling anything that we're saying, please, because that's my objective is to have conversations where you can pick something out of what we're talking about and go use it immediately. Do
Oh,
not wait till like next week because Rob A is about that quick transformation.
oh yeah.
Rob A, what about them fluffies? What about them fluffies who be
Oh,
talking about, well, this may take, woo, 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 and we have to climb up to the mountain and
man.
such and such and such and
Y'all
such.
don't,
What do you think about that?
if y'all don't go on with that bull, this is what I like. Talk therapy is some BS. Okay? I say this all the time. Your conscious mind knows nothing. Why am I talking to your conscious mind? All your conscious mind was good for was getting you to me today. Okay? Everything that I need to interact with is in your subconscious and in your energy body. We don't need to talk about nothing. Okay? And it doesn't take long. Like my methods is meant for you to get rapid transformation. It's called rapid transformational therapy. That's what when I learned, that's what it's called. Like for real. I had a client, she wanted to stop smoking. We did one session over Skype. She ain't touched a cigarette since. It doesn't take all that. People that yeah, your healer should not want to set you up for long-term treatment. Like their goal should be to empower you to move on to the next thing. I have clients come to me sometimes, I'll be like, what are you here for? You don't need to be here. I'll send them away. And let me also tell you this. It's not just the healer's responsibility. The client has a responsibility to keep it real too, because you can have fluff clients.
Oh, wait, no, 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 no. I get to come in here and pretend, and you need to get through all my layers of my pretend. Don't make me keep it 100. Wait a minute. Don't make me keep it. No, 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 no. Why I gotta be real?
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. Let me tell you. I don't have time for that. I'm not interested in that kind of client. I want a client who is ready to do the work because your work starts after you leave me. I'm just like gonna point some things out, push you in the right direction, clear some blockages so you can get on your path. But your work starts when you leave, when you walk out of my house into your car. Okay?
Senyata used to say, don't be practicing in my class. He said, you practice at home. He said, you come here to learn for me to do what I do. He said, but the development is going to happen on you. Don't be coming in here trying to practice on Wednesdays and Sundays. That's my class. You can practice before you get here or after you go home. But right here, it's my job, just like you said, to pinpoint or to bust some bubbles. That's one thing, too, about the trillers. The trillers always have a set of needles close by for to bust that bubble that you in. You in that bubble, that psst, psst. I think Senyata had like a blowgun, an invisible blowgun from the Dogon tribe, and he just let the bubble just flow, 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 and then he just be like, and all of a sudden just be like, pow. Then you're not descending like a feather
No.
to the earth either.
Boom.
You coming crashing down
Like when
here.
Hancock fell out the sky. Remember when Hancock in the movie fell out the sky? Boom, crashing.
We was in practice one day. I never forget this. Somebody had been doing something, and we was in practice, and we went outside, and it was hot, and nobody had cut his grass, and the grass was high. And normally we would get a break for tea, and we had went like an hour and a half, 2 hours. We hadn't had no break, and everybody kept. He had us in groups, and somebody was like, "Yo, Kyrie, you go ask him." I was like, "Nah, you go tell him about." He know we ain't had no break. You go tell him. So finally, somebody went and asked him about a break, and then when they came back, we was like, "What'd he say?" He was like, "Swallow your saliva."
While you spit.
Swallow your saliva. Swallow your saliva now. Get back to work. Did y'all finish that over there, what I told you to work on?
Right.
Well, then swallow your saliva then. Jay is on. If Jay is on here, what Jay at? Jay, you was there in class that day. We was doing all them browns and all that. He was like, swallow your saliva. Yep. I was just like, swallow my saliva.
Say, it don't take all that. She was supposed to be dead. She was supposed to be dead. Darnisha, I got a testimony from Darnisha. Darnisha was supposed to be dead. We did one distance session, and she avoided heart surgery. Like, was scheduled for surgery the next day. And it don't take all that if your healer knows what they're doing. Okay. Yes, Sharika
right.
said their homework. Absolutely. Absolutely. And your healer should be doing the same. So
right. And no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, that was just a pause.
No, I was just gonna say that most of the time when it does take a minute, because I do believe, like one of my teachers says, yo, you keep doing the same thing until you get the results you want. But if it's taking a long time, it's not on the technique, it's on you. If it took you 6, 7 months to get the results, it definitely was. But you can look sideways and see you gave somebody else the same technique, and that joint popped off in like 2 weeks. You just be like, oh, you did something special for them, Rob. You didn't give me the platinum edition. But how much is the platinum edition? It was the same $199, son. It was the same $199 out the door. It was the same thing. They just did the homework. They took it serious.
Right.
And so we can't put it all. Can you put it all on the teacher? Or is some of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, what about when that fluff person wants to come to you, you know, like, how do you make that adjustment from being trill with the fluffy person?
Oh man, you hit them with something trill that break down that barrier for them, and they either gonna run away and not call you no more, or they gonna be so. Most of the times though, it's such a welcoming thing for them. Just like children, you know how children really want somebody to give them them guidelines and to just really, check them. You have when people really want that. People don't want to be BS'd. Most people don't. I have had some clients. I have had some where I've had to bust them.
Facts.
But you know me, like I talk this right here, but my method when I'm with a client, I'm really, really compassionate and understanding, but I'm still trill. There's still a firmness to it. And it's like I'm so vested in my clients that I cannot let them leave with anything less than my best, and I cannot let them come with anything less than their best. So after the first session, they pretty much get it, I don't want to scare nobody.
They get it or get gone. Like my man say, get down or lay down. That's what he say. And as soon as we said something about Sunyata, Eileen Bay pops up. I think he was in class that day too, on the swallow your saliva day. And see, when you and my thing, why I'm so excited about you introducing Trill Alchemy, because it's somebody got to spearhead it, because it is some Trill alchemists out there, but people really ain't checking for them. You know what I'm saying? Like they need them. Their DNA needs them. Like that conversation you said about, why am I talking to your conscious mind? I'm talking to your subconscious. My thing is, I'd be like, yo, that's why I record all my sessions. I'm talking to your DNA. I'm not talking to you. If you stop interrupting me and your DNA from talking, your DNA was the one that brought you over here.
Right.
If you can just pause it up for a second, I'll handle it from here. I already, I asked you at the beginning what it is you was looking for, but I already knew we had some kind of cosmic contract, because by the time you get to the trill, Like we doing meatball surgery. I don't know if y'all watch MASH, but I always look at myself like Hawkeye Pierce.
Well,
Because that's where we at now. Say what?
Oh, don't nobody watch. Nobody. When MASH came on, it was time to turn the TV off and go to bed.
My daddy used to let me stay up late. My daddy used to let me stay up and watch MASH. I used to watch the reruns of MASH. They came on at 7. I was watching the reruns, but the whole premise was it was the Mobile Army Surgical Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And a TRILL teacher knows that we are on the front lines. TRILL teacher, TRILL alchemist, TRILL healer. They know that you are on the front lines and we don't have this big old fancy John Hopkins to just roll you around and all of that. Because you'll be dead by the time you take the elevator, the helicopter off the front lines to get back there. You'll be dead.
Right.
So we got to get you right here. Stop the bleeding.
In triage.
Get some life force. Get you stabilized.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Pat you up. And then maybe you might need to go to John Hopkins for some advanced stuff after that. But hey, maybe this was all you needed for you to realize, yo, I need to put my head down when I'm on the front line. When somebody say duck, if I were to duck, I wouldn't be all up in here needing some surgery and get some shrapnel out my chest. Because most of the time we are, like we said, when we get to your DNA, what are you having? You mess with me, you having a DNA explosion. It ain't like I brought something new out. You just like, ooh, that was good. That was good. I know that was a DNA explosion. That's what I'm supposed to do as a TRILL alchemist. I remember when you made my hypnotherapy thing that I listened to at night, and it was just like, ding, we get right to the ching. And I was like, for the first 3 weeks, I was like, I never get to the end. Like I just doze all the way off, and I just have such great dreams and just wake up feeling just so different, and my environment is so different. It was because you was going past the subconscious mind. You was like, listen to this when you go to sleep, and then just lay down and listen to this. You didn't even say go to sleep, and it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's how people have to realize that's kind of like what TRILL is. You coming to us because you coming from an emergency. We didn't make an emergency, but we know how to get you out of that emergency. You know what I'm saying? And we can't be sitting up here playing. Yeah, that's another thing. Why do people come, they be playing and they know they got an emergency?
I don't know, but wait, I want to go back to TRILL because I got Adrian is from Texas, Adrian from Houston, and she know. Adrian, for the people who don't know what TRILL means, Kari, I know you can too. Give them in the comments, please let people know what TRILL means. If anybody,
right, or tell them a song, or put a song on an artist who is TRILL.
Johnny,
okay.
No, give me an artist, song, somebody who is TRILL. It's a lot of people.
I can't.
In it. Don't make me pull.
Yeah, who knows what TRILL is? If you know what TRILL is, press 1. If you don't know what TRILL is, press 0. That way we can take quick roll calls. So if you know what TRILL is, TRILL, press 1. If you don't know what TRILL is, press 0. Then we can just we'll be able to take roll call and assess who's in here. And they should know what alchemy is. So explain alchemy while we wait to see how many people know what TRILL is or not.
Sharika, no. She said it's that real Pimp C. Absolutely. Okay. Bun B. It's summed up right there. 1 UGK. Okay. So we'll start with alchemy. Scarface. Yes. Ooh, y'all speaking to my heart. I love y'all. Okay. So for those who don't know what alchemy is the science of turning a base metal, so something that is useless, into pure gold. And so a lot of times people, think of alchemy as just this purely scientific thing. There you go, Darnisha. Ding, 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 ding. But alchemy is evident in every aspect of your life, okay? It's when you are turning something useless into something useful, okay? And then when we combine that with the word TRILL, which y'all hitting it right on the head, the definition of this, a combination of true and real. So in Texas, if somebody telling you trill down here in the South, then that's like the OG stamp of approval, okay? Because trill niggas don't we keeps it trill. And so when you put those together, what's the tagline? True transformation for real people. Ding, ding,
True
ding.
transformation for real people. Trill alchemy. And the reason, as we was discussing, I feel that trill alchemy is necessary is because what about the dope boys? What about the truck driver? What about the sister who grew up? I'm talking about like from 15 to 25 or from 19 to 29. That's all she knew was trill music, but now she knows namaste. She wants to meditate, but she don't want to give up that. And like and people are making it seem like, oh, you got to give up that in order for you to, no, it can be integrated. They call it integrative healing. So
you better integrate it.
What is?
Because that's who you are. And that's what's made you so incredible up until this point. So what about the stripper? What about the chick that's on the pole tonight getting trill? You don't think she deserves to be healed? Who gonna talk to her? Who gonna reach her? Who can she identify with?
Because she don't understand love and life. She don't understand love and life.
She understand them dollars though. She understands that. And that's a part of her abundant right. I love Osho. Osho called it material spiritualism. That's what they practice in their what's the name of their town?
It don't matter, but I'm a Rajneesh. I'm getting ready to go finish watching that tonight. I got right now. I'm glad you brought it back up. Right. Look, Rosalind says she's a healer too. Right. She's a healer. She knows she up in there healing, but she want to go another step further. So do I have, like you said, what irritates Ra, like she said, is why do I got to compromise in order for me to heal or for me to even become a healer? I got to become inauthentic. That's what the planet Mars is, my authentic real self. I got to maintain my authentic real self, which is why when you come get an astrology consultation from me, they be talking about the natal chart. I'm just tired of that. I want to talk about the strategy. How can you get more into who you are so you can love yourself? Because it's folks that don't look like you who are here trying to be trill, making crazy coin. Lord have mercy. And they like watching some of the trillists and then imitating it. So if the Rolex is commanding 90,000, what can the Rolex command? You the real Rolex.
You the real Rolex when you show up whole. When you show up undeniably you the real Rolex.
Do not get mad.
Like the Rolex.
Do not get mad when I drop 20 grand on a watch and it be right in between this amethyst and these and this citrine. Don't you say nothing neither. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be the one to get the Rolex from Jacob and say half diamonds, half citrine, my nigga. And I need a little, you know what I'm saying? I don't keep the gold on there. Now I want another platinum one, but I want some peridot. No, matter of fact, I want that joker with Moldavite. I need me a Rolex with Moldavite on it, player, so I can really get out there. What is this? Trill time.
Trill time. Well, then I gotta up mine. I ain't even thought about nothing on that level. Sharika said she hates to be boxed in. She will cuss you out and then wish you love and light. I had to clear my throat chakra. Absolutely. You better. You better clear it, man. Man, don't let these people box you in. No boxes. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to sound a certain way. You don't have to eat a certain diet. You don't have to listen to a certain type of music. You don't have to only associate with a certain type of people. You don't even have to wear your hair. So I'm finna get a sew in. Boom.
Yo, I used to be so on that too. Like when I first came into consciousness, it was like you can't eat pork, you have to have natural hair, and something else I said. But I was living the trife life. I was selling more dope than the law allowed. I'm talking about like I can remember actually going out to a restaurant with a sister and she wanted to order something that was pork and I just blanked out and she got angry and you know what I'm saying and was like, guess what? I didn't get no booty either. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Talk myself right on up out of that. You know what I'm saying? And then later she was like, you still on that not eating pork? I said, yo, do you? Do you? What you know what I'm saying? Do you?
Ooh.
Because you gonna learn. I don't condemn nobody smoking weed. I don't smoke weed no more, but I smoked a lot. I ate a plenty chitlin plate and smoked sausage in my day and fatback. I could fry up the second best fatback to my daddy. Couldn't beat him though. So I already understand, but as you grow, the trill is when you make that change with yourself versus somebody trying to force you to make it to look like them. I don't need to look like somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I need to be me and be comfortable with what I'm popping with. You know what I'm saying? Because all that love and light, man, like for me, I really be getting side eye. I really be on some, I got two side eyes and I got this low one and then I got this big one.
You
I
know
got
what's
two
so,
side eyes.
you know what's so funny to me is that the conscious community will talk bad about a person for you know, you go to work and you all up in them crackers face and you shucking and jiving and you doing all this, but you expect them to make this, you expect people to make the same kind of compromises to come get up in your face and be in your circle. It's just gotta look different. What's the difference? What is the difference?
Timbos. She got them Timbos out there, them size 11s, whatever size you wear. I don't know what size you wear, but feel like you got some 11s. You big boot stomping around here. I mean, I'll even go even further and call out the whole city of New York, like that whole, like you've never seen anybody from outside of New York in some kind of debate, but you see everybody watching their videos like that's what it looks like. So then, because I used to be a peace godder too. Don't leave out peace god. And
Yeah.
I'm still a five. I'm still a five, but I used to just overdo it. Oh my goodness gracious. Ooh.
Hit us with it one time.
Peace God. You got to change your voice too. Peace
Peace
God.
God.
That's not my voice. That's not my voice. I don't, who am I trying to sound like? I'm not from 125th. I was born in DC, raised in North Carolina, and didn't go to New York until I was in my 20 somethings. And I was up there for like 3 days and I came back because I was like, no, no, no. Not that I can't make it, you know what I'm saying? Because I done seen many of those come down to where the trillists were and couldn't make it. We the ones that the trill is what saved hip hop. So the trill is what's gonna save consciousness. The
Oh,
trill saved hip hop. The trill is gonna save consciousness. It's gonna save healing. It's gonna save a lot of cats who coming out here and see all this confusion, but they got eyes for the trillist. They ain't gonna, they can be like, trill? That's still. And for those of you who make sure, the number one key of the trill is this right here. When that damn head,
it's
when that
got to
head,
be slow though. It's got to be
if
slow.
the head ain't like, if the
Move
if the
fast.
if the head ain't like, like this is hip hop. Hip hop is more like this right here. But trill, you just, you know what I'm saying? I got a
Swing,
pocket full of stones. I
SG,
got a
swing.
pocket full of stones. You just like, what? What is that? It's got to have some guitar in it, maybe. Live music. That's the other thing about trill. Trill is so live because it's sampling live stuff. Trill ain't really messing with um Trill ain't really messing with a whole bunch of like that inauthentic.
Mm-mm.
Trill, when you go in and listen to them instruments, you be like, is that a guitar? Is that a horn?
It is. Or they're gonna sample some really, really dope 70s track, you know, that was trill in this day, that's still holding weight, that's still relevant. What?
And it touches your soul. It touches your
Oh,
soul. That's what trill do. Trill is just soul music just, you know what I'm saying, like on acid or something. And it's okay if we put it on acid because guess what? The situations that we are running into now require new stuff. That's why I can't stand somebody talking about GMO is terrible. Nigga, you a GMO. Your body done modified every 72 hours just to stay on planet Earth.
Right. That GMO might be keeping your ass alive right now on this planet. What do you know?
Ain't never been to Monsanto. Don't have no Monsanto clearance or nothing. Just got a really high, long YouTube history list of listening to somebody else who's inauthentic.
Right, right.
I'm so happy that you came up with this right here so I can have somebody to talk to. I need me a label. I bet you these shirts getting ready to come out here and y'all gonna be like, whoa. They already took they already took spiritual gangster. Okay, you can have that. But this Trill Alchemy, the hashtag already registered, domain name already jacked. Don't even try it. It's okay. We want you to try to do some knockoffs because it's all gonna lead back to right up there in the corner right there. There she go, billionaire Bay herself. I'm so happy. This is why I be telling y'all. I'm gonna just snitch on her just a little bit.
Huh?
She got a. I said I'm gonna just snitch on her a little bit. She got a stellium in Leo in the 11th house. Okay, so I expect something creative to come. Because the first time I heard Trill Alchemy, I was like, "What the hell is that?" So it was just like, yes, big crit is Trill, absolutely. So hold on, I gotta get some shouts out. Wait a minute. First off, there's a lot of y'all in here that had never identified y'all self with your zodiac. It's probably Rob A's fault because she didn't identify herself either. So I'm gonna let her get it started with I'm Coach Khayr, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. If you up in here watching this, you need to identify yourself with your zodiac squad and what city and state you represent. So Rob A, can you please let the folks know who up in here? Because we do astrology over here.
Oh, my
we
bad.
Trill with it.
I know you trill with it. I'm Rob A. I'm a super Leo from Dallas, Texas, where we keep it trill. Where y'all from? Where you at?
Super
Leo.
Right. Where you at? So Brian said the same thing when I really examined a lot of the conscious community groups. I was like, this is just like church all over again with the Ankh on it. Ooh, he said it. Brian, wait a minute. Brian, are you Trill? Brian, press 3 if you Trill. You know what I'm saying? Because got two, just put 2 L's up in there if you Trill, Brian. Let me see. Hashtag Trill Alchemy if you about that life. What up, Team Gemini from Detroit? I see Team Libra Chicago, Team Gemini Atlanta. What up? Oh, Atlanta bound. You on the way down here? Absolutely. Hot Springs, Arkansas. What up, Roslyn? Team Sag, Columbia. Team Cancer in Greensboro. Team Sag, Miss Linda. She not giving out her city. She just letting y'all know she in the big NC. Savage Sagittarius. Ooh! Good gracious.
Savage life. Ooh. Webby them Trill, they about that savage life. Don't.
And see, that's another point too. When can you let that part of you out? You always people expend so much energy trying to hide the real parts of them when the real part of you could get you where you need to be. It's just like in them streets. What? Say what?
Look at Cardi B. Look at Cardi B. Would Cardi B have her fame? Would Cardi B have Grammys? Would Cardi B be doing all that she is doing if she had came out with some fluff? And then the people who, if it's anybody in your timeline who dissing Cardi B, you need to, I unfriend people behind that. Not because, I'm just a big fan of Cardi B, but because you showing me that you are not real with yourself. If this lady shine, Cardi B just living her design. And we're going to talk about living your authentic design later. That's a whole year we could talk about that. But you see the people who are the most, you cannot, I'm learning this too though. You cannot be like that level of success that I want, that upper echelon 5 planets in my 11th house in Leo level of success. I have to come with the real. Y'all would, if I was out here faking, y'all would be like, turn it off. You wouldn't even be listening now. So it's the realness that people identify with. Whatever you are doing in your life, when you put yourself out there, I don't care if you in corporate. So many of my clients, coach, I have a lot of male clients that are in corporate America that have lost their voices because for so long they have to show up as somebody else. That's one extreme. But this consciousness is a whole nother extreme. And you are losing yourselves in it. Losing yourselves in love and light.
You just touched on like 17 points. I'm just like, every time you see me stretching, that's just like me saying, let her finish talking, let her finish talking. Just, yeah, boy. The really, if y'all start rocking with this Trill Alchemy, I posted earlier today. I said this Trill Alchemy gonna change everything if you mess with it. But if you don't deal with it, don't worry about it. Cause love and light is for some folks. Just like Trill Alchemy is for some folks. But I think that the Trill is for that exclusive, man, where you can really come out here, be authentic, now we're not talking about letting your savage out to where you uncivilized. We're not talking about that now. We ain't talking about you can just be uncivilized and we ain't setting up no crystal meth labs. We will put your ass in jail. I will be on the phone. I got 911 on speed dial, nigga. You can't come out here and this that whole thing about like the trillest thing about Trill is the keeping it real part about yo, we still gonna honor our mother and our father. We still gonna honor our ancestors. We still gonna protect children. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna sit down and just go for some sideways ish. Like that's the trillest part of Trill Alchemy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a little civilized savagery.
Savagery.
Right.
It's responsible. You have to be responsible, and that means being responsible for all parts of yourself, not denying anything. So
now, Thursday night is gonna be Rob Bay's coming out party with her show. Now I've been telling a whole bunch of folks, listen, I need some folks to come over here and help me co-host. You need to be doing not no one show, not no one and done. Like get out there with some stamina. So Thursday nights, 9 o'clock, it's gonna be Trill Alchemy Radio. And you need to be there. It's going to be unprecedented. This one is gonna be like the first show. Tonight, this is just like she was like, are we gonna give up all the content? Are we gonna just relax? We ain't even like I got a whole series of there's a me in front of the camera, then there's a me on the radio. Once I go ahead and throw my radio voice on. I'm still Trill on the radio. Yeah, I'm still Trill now. I'm still Trill on the radio, but I got different levels of my Trill. I got spices. I'm Spice Bay. When I left hand or right hand, it really don't matter. So Thursday nights, y'all gonna need to come through, and you can catch the replay just like you're catching the replay of this right here. So whether you on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, whether you catch this on Instagram, whatever, it's gonna be for you to. The radio show gonna be almost like mini workshops. When you miss one, it's gonna be like you missed making like you're making a pearl necklace. So every episode is dropping a pearl on there. But if you miss an episode, then your necklace gonna have gaps in it. So you'll be walking around, you really won't be stunting because you see there's a gap in your necklace, so there'll be 4 gaps. But then you'll be standing beside like 10, 20, 100 other people. They got on full pearl necklaces, or they got all their links in their necklace, and you just like, daggone, why is mine all gapped up? Because you ain't coming to, because you're not coming in regularly. You have to put in the regular consistency in anything to have something, especially getting out the box. You got in the box by a routine, you're gonna need a routine to get you up out of here. Ours just so happens to work a little faster. All right. So, Rob, I know you got to get something to eat. What do you want to say about Thursday night?
Yeah,
Trill Alchemy Radio.
I'm so excited about Thursday night. Thursday nights. I'm excited to be bringing, just this method and this knowledge to people. One thing that would be really helpful is if you have a topic. I mean, we're gonna be talking about everything: money, relationships. We're going to spend a lot of time on. We're going to give y'all not just this normal, relationship stuff, but we're going to help you elevate your love, okay? It's all about elevation while also, what does she call it? Responsible, civilized savagery. But it's going to be a party too. We're going to have trill music playing. How it's going to feel good. You're going to feel comfortable. But if you have a topic, anything that you would like for us to cover, drop it in the comments so that we can make sure that, we meeting everybody's needs and where they are. And be sure to call in. Like, it's just as much for me as it is for the listeners. It's more so for the listeners than anything. So we need you active.
Make sure
Okay,
you make sure y'all follow Trill Alchemy on Instagram too. Most of y'all will follow me on Instagram. If you're not, just hit up Coach Khayr in the building. You'll figure out how to spell it. Reggie said, every time I watch you online, I learn something new. I feel like my necklace is naked. But we giving out Cuban links, Lord. We giving out Cuban links. Don't worry. Wu-Tang is Trill too. Don't act like it's gonna be all South. You know what I'm saying? It may be some Easy E. You may hear an MC Ren up in that bad boy. I definitely got some North Carolina Trill that Jokers ain't hit yet. It ain't just Fantasia and J. Cole from North Carolina. Like, we popping with Trill over there too. So we got links that we're gonna be passing out. You got an opportunity. That's the other thing about Trill. Man, start where you at, man. So what, you came in and you're joining. Raw, what you gotta say about that? The man feel like his neck is necklace. Is naked.
And it's time. How else are you gonna fill it up? You start where you at. You start where you at, and your neck and neck ain't nothing in comparison to somebody who don't even recognize it. So you start where you are. We all missing some pearls. And we all got pearls to give to each other. So we need you in the house because we sure you got something to gift us with too. Everybody has an element of trill that needs to be contributed to this. So for the people.
Whip it real good. I might have some old Trill on y'all ass too. Whip it real good. That was that early Trill right there. The Daz Band. You don't know nothing about the Daz Band, Rob. I'm just telling all my age. You don't know nothing about the Daz Band.
I was like little. There's someone without a whole necklace. Absolutely. There's some. Reginald say, do you need me to DJ? His whole life he was told that he was intelligent, but I realized how much I still have to learn. Man,
hold on. We're gonna interview. Reggie is Reggie from Greensboro, so he already Trill because he rocked with me and Skibo. Reggie got skills with the Clipper, but he got some music. But we're gonna give him a pop quiz one time. Reggie, because I could definitely hire somebody else to work the boards, but do you have a Trill collection that you have access to? That's the first thing we need to know. If you got access to some Trill instrumentals and some Trill music and you ain't scared, then we can talk about it. Me and you talk about it offline. We get you popped up.
Bring him on in. He ready. He said he from Harlem.
That was his qualification right there. He said, I'm from Harlem. That's it. Me, Dame Dash, I'm from Harlem. I live in Greensboro, nigga, but I'm from Harlem. Now get it straight. Okay. That's that. Okay. I'll call you tomorrow.
Coach, I'm starving.
Well, look, we thank you for coming on here. Say what?
It's been a truly long day for me.
It's been a truly long day, she says. I know. I'm going to go over and make me a little salad or something with some, I don't know what I'm getting ready to cook, but I'm going to do something right fast. We thank you for coming in, for tuning in to Zoom in with the folks. He only got over 200,000 songs on deck. That's all.
Oh, that's
okay. Well.
Okay.
Oh. Woo. I think you sent me like 12 today. You know what I'm saying? He just said I got 200, and he know Capital J and Dana Lucci, so I'm sure he's in some pools where if it's something he can't find, he can find it. I'm absolutely sure of that right there. So we came and we found y'all in peace. We're gonna leave y'all in prayer. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that on y'all. That's just me, how I rock it. I'm trill enough to be sitting right here with the Buddha, Billionaire Bay, representing my ancestors. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. Ever since I got that shirt, I think that was the beginning of my particular trillness. We're gonna try to get Jade Emperor all up in the set. Whoa, wait a minute, let me get that frame. Whoa, whoa, I see.
Black
Woo!
protect all beings. Oh,
That's
okay.
Gorilla. That was Gorilla right there. Hold on, Jade Emperor. Hold on. Whew. Whew. Oh yeah, we will be covering rituals, magic. Just because we going trill, tell them, Rod, don't mean that we gonna just like fall back on the magic. Nah,
Oh, we're gonna show you how to whip it. Whip it. Whip it.
that wrist, baby. All right, thank y'all for showing up. Let's get this prayer. Oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, how did y'all enjoy this? If it's a 1, don't ever do this again. 7, 8, 9, 10, we're gonna keep it popping. And what was the one thing that you took from this that you can apply immediately? What can you take from what you got from this conversation tonight? This trill conversation that you can put into effect ASAP. All right. Rosa says she see money. I love that. Anabako Gitala Kiminka, Tatia Tezara, Kabel Renat, Amcha Sagvanu, Tahara Nunara, Nagibor, the Shay Kadeka, Kababa Shamran, Barkum Tarman, Rakame, the Zika Taker, Tamid Gabman, Kasim Kadosh Baru, Tufka, Nahela Taker, Ikid Gahel, Amchapanez, or Kreka Tushka Taker, Shabata Nukabel, Ushma, Tazakatanu, Yodea Talamo, Buruk Shem, Kavumakuto, Alam Vaed. Hey yo, I always have like a vision or something when the prayer come in, it'd be like the last going out comment like Russell Simmons. And I was like, yeah, I'm trill enough to say I wish a Nick would and still say the prayer over you right after I say that. That's
Absolutely.
trill right there.
Absolutely.
I wish a let us pray. I go right from here with baby powder, right here to the center. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. We're gonna holler at y'all. Latifah said, be true no matter what. You don't have to be like anyone else. Ooh. Brian said, live in your design. Rosin said she see money. Thank y'all for the hearts too.
Thank you.
Yes. Y'all gonna see some more. That's right here. We're gonna holler at y'all. Peace.